everyone, I welcome you all to today's class. It's me, Ankita Pokharel. In today's video, we are going to read two reading sessions on the topic Umar in disguise and Sakela Sili at Tundikhel. Let's begin the class now.
Let's begin reading the text Umar in disguise. When Abu Bakr died, Umar was elected as the second Khalifa, the ruler of the vast Muslim empire. He was a tall, well-built man with a fair complexion. He was a good speaker, a just ruler, and was very strict in discipline. He was a man of simple habits. Being a ruler, he handled vast treasures of gold, silver, jewels, and valuable items. He was the first ruler to establish the administrative system in the country. He would visit the families of those who were serving in the cause of Allah and were away from home. He supplied daily needs for them, wrote letters for them, and even delivered their letters personally. He was very anxious to know about the condition of these people. So he would go about unattended in the dark to find out their plight. On one occasion, when he was walking in the dark, he heard some children crying. Attracted by the sound, he went to the hut. He saw a woman sitting before a fire. It appeared that the woman was cooking something while her small children sat crying. It was late for the children to have their meal. Umar stepped up to the woman and inquired, "What is it in the pot on the fire?" She explained that she had no food to give to her children, so she had placed the pot full of water and stones on the fire in order to give them the impression that the food would be ready. Umar was distressed to hear this. He hurried back to the state store, picked up a bag of flour, meat, cooking oil, and rushed back to the hut. His servant begged him to let him carry the load, but he refused, saying, "It is my responsibility. You would not carry my burden." Arriving at the hut, he gave the things to the woman and told her to prepare a meal. In the meantime, the children had gone to sleep tired. Umar waited till the meal was ready and the children were awakened and fed. The woman thanked him for his kindness. She said, "It would be far better if you were the Khalifa of the Muslims rather than that wretched Umar who is not aware of the conditions of his people." Umar said, "Well, mother, Umar may not be so bad after all," and departed. So it's adapted from the stories from early Islam. So if we have to discuss the key points of the story, firstly, let's discuss Umar's character. Umar was the second ruler after Abu Bakr, and he was known for his justice, strict discipline, and simple habits. He was a just and caring ruler who cared deeply for his people. Next, we have Umar's actions. He established the administrative system in the Muslim empire. He visited families of those serving in the cause of Allah, providing for their needs and also delivering letters. He would also often go out in disguise to learn about the conditions of his people. That's what he used to do. And after Umar's characters and actions being mentioned, we come to an incident. What's the incident about? Umar heard children crying while walking in the dark. He found a woman cooking stones in a pot to deceive her hungry children, and distressed by the situation, he responded to rush to the state store to get food. So he tried to help the lady who was trying to deceive the children because of poverty. Umar carried the supplies himself, and then he also refused to receive help from his servant, and also waited until the woman prepared a meal and she fed the children. Okay, how did the woman respond? We get to know the woman's reaction. How does she respond? She was grateful and surprised that the caliph was so caring, and then she also said that it would have been really good if it was him who was Umar and who was not so uncaring about what she perceived was Umar like, right? And how did Umar respond to that? Umar responded not giving his introduction as who actually he is, but saying that maybe Umar is not that rude and evil as well. So, if we have to discuss the theme of the story highlights the importance of compassion, empathy, and serving the people for a just and responsible ruler. So, here we have a character map to be completed, which is Umar's, the Khalifas. First, it's mentioned tall, well built. We have to insert the characters that we have known about Umar through the story. We can also write just and compassionate, as he showed a great compassion and empathy towards the woman and her children. We can mention him as a strict and disciplined ruler, as he was known for his strict discipline and adherence to Islamic principles, as mentioned in the text. Next, humble and caring. Despite his powerful position, Umar remained humble and cared deeply for the well-being of his people, right? So, next thing, it can also be secretive. He used to hide his identity and often went out in disguise to learn about the conditions of his people. This showcased his humility and desire to understand their needs, right? Next, we can also term him to become a wise ruler. He was indeed a wise ruler because he was known for his wisdom and ability to make justful decisions. And he was a strong believer of Allah. You can even add your perceptions about Umar the Khalifa in the character map. So let's move to another part of the reading, Sakela Sili at Tundikhel. The very early morning in the month of Mangsir, Binda called me over the phone. Sheetal, what time will you be ready? I will come to you and we will go together, okay? At 9, I randomly replied. I was actually very excited, for I was attending the Sakela Sili festival at Tundikhel for the first time. Exactly at 9:30, we, Binda and me, reached Tundikhel. The place was beautifully decorated. Though Ubhauli is a festival of Kirat community, people from different communities were there to watch the celebration. At the center, a shrine was constructed which was decorated with cultural props. After some time, the main priest, Nakso, performed a ritual where a hen was sacrificed in a sacred place called Sakela Than. Sakela Than is usually built under a sacred tree. After the completion of the puja, Nakso gave a signal to perform the dance. He started dancing and asked others to dance. A large mass of people of different ages in traditional dresses performed the dance together in a circle. The male leader, known as Sili Mangpa, and the female leader, Sili Mangma, controlled the dance. Sili Mangpa and Sili Mangma guided the dance, accompanied by the musical instruments, dhol and chamta. Nakso narrated the verse from the holy Mundum and told all the stories through the dance, how ancestors traveled through the Dud Kosi, the Sun Kosi, and the Tama Kosi, and finally settled on the bank of the Bhote Kosi river. They danced beautifully, imitating the steps of duck, riverbird, blackbird, deer, and musk deer. It was my first participation in the festival after I came to Kathmandu. I enjoyed it a lot. We danced almost the whole day there because Sakela is our cultural performance. It represents the history, culture, and identity of Kirat people. I found myself happy to be a part of such culture. So, the story is about the author's experience attending the Sakela Sili festival at Tundikhel for the first time. The festival is a celebration of the Kirat community and it involves a ritual, dance, and music. The author describes the vibrant atmosphere and the significance of the festival in preserving Kirat culture and history. So here is an assignment for you guys. Write in points the major attractions and events of Sakela Sili festival. So go to the text and sequentially mention what are the things that you noticed and write down in points as such. Likewise, your assignment is also completing these. Match the column from A to B on your own. How did your class go today? If you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free to reach out to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. See you in the next class with another lesson. Thank you.